So there are rumors, obviously speculating during this off season up to this point. We barely, even reached free agency. And there's rumors in Philadelphia that the Eagles are looking to trade Carson Wentz away. Some potential teams that have been thrown out there as far as teams that might have interest in Carson Wentz are potentially the Chicago Bears, the Indianapolis Colts. And look, here's the thing, people. I'm just going to cut straight to the point. If I'm the Philadelphia Eagles and I'm in that front office, I would actually think twice about trading Carson Wentz. I would think twice before trading Carson Wentz. And here's why. I personally believe the best way to evaluate Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts, who the Philadelphia Eagles picked in the second round of the 2020 NFL Draft, who they currently have on a rookie contract, the best way to evaluate where Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts are at as players is to bring both of them back. I want to see Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz battle it out in training camp with a brand new head coach by their side, that head coach being Nick Sirianni, who to me has some potential, but I'm not quite sure if he's going to be the next great coach. Not sure if he's going to be the next bad coach, but we'll see. I think that he has talent, but we'll see. But here's the thing, people. You have to ask yourself this question if you're Philadelphia. Is Jalen Hurts and a bunch of draft picks going to be the answer to all the Philadelphia Eagles problems? Because if you're trading away Carson Wentz, you're basically saying the answer to our problems is Jalen Hurts and a bunch of draft picks. And look, I do like Jalen Hurts as a player. I don't love him, but I do like what he brings to the table. I do think that he could potentially develop into a franchise quarterback one day, but I'm not sure if Jalen Hurts and a bunch of draft picks is 100% the answer to all these questions and is going to really just help turn around the Philadelphia Eagles. Because here's the thing, people. You can say, oh, we're going to get a bunch of draft picks. Well, Howie Roseman, your current your current general manager in Philadelphia, the current general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles is Howie Roseman. Do you know how many Pro Bowlers he's drafted in the past 5 years? One Pro Bowler. And that Pro Bowler is Carson Wentz, the guy that Philadelphia Eagles want out the building. And when you look at Jalen Hurts, the guy's 23 years old, and he's only started in 4 games in the NFL. And in those 4 games, he has a 1-3 record. He's completed 52% of his throws. He has 6 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions and a 77 pass rating and a 41 QBR. To put things in context, last year, Carson Wentz, in that same offense, completed 57% of his throws and had a QBR of 49. So look, I understand that Jalen Hurts definitely brings to the table some mobility and the ability to run the football with his legs. Carson Wentz is capable of extending plays with his legs as well, but he's not quite the athlete that Jalen Hurts is. So I do want to include that aspect in Jalen Hurts' game, but when you dive deep into the numbers, the completion percentage of the QBR and things of that nature is very similar to Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. So this idea that changing quarterbacks is going to immediately fix everything in Philadelphia, to me, is fool's gold. And look, I'm not a big stats guy, so I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the analytics. I care about what my eyes are telling me. And when I watch Philadelphia play, I look at that wide receiver core. To me, it's below average. I look at Zach Ertz. He's past his prime. Dallas Goedert can't seem to stay healthy. I look at the offensive line. It's not very good. And this roster, to me, is just not anywhere close to being a Super Bowl caliber roster. To me, right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are the worst team in the NFC East. And that's saying a lot because the NFC East is the worst division in all football. Now, is Philadelphia the worst team in the NFL? No, that'd probably be the Detroit Lions or the Houston Texans, assuming Deshaun Watson is no longer going to play for that team. But the point I'm trying to make is Philadelphia, no matter who the quarterback is, they're not going to succeed at a very, very high level with the supporting cast that is being put in place in Philadelphia. Really, the only bright spot on the Philadelphia Eagles offense to me is Miles Sanders, who's a really good young running back. But outside of Miles Sanders, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in Jalen Reagor. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in Alshon Jeffrey, who can't seem to stay healthy, and a guy that's past his prime. I don't have confidence in this Philadelphia Eagles offense, and this Philadelphia Eagles roster is not close to being a Super Bowl caliber roster. And so you mean to tell me that if you trade away Carson Wentz, that's going to automatically fix your offensive line? That's going to automatically fix your wide receiver core? Maybe if you use those draft picks that you acquire in the Carson Wentz trade to maybe get some better players. But again, like I said, you can't bank on Howie Roseman getting the draft right because he's been whiffing on draft picks the last couple of years. And you're going to put a 23-year-old Jalen Hurts behind that offensive line with those weapons to throw to, with him having very little experience as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm just saying the odds are stacked against any quarterback that's under center in Philadelphia at the moment. And look, I'm not the biggest Carson Wentz fan at all. You know, I don't root against any player. I never have. People can say that I do, but those are just trolls that don't know what they're talking about. They don't know my heart. They don't know my intentions. I root for every player to succeed. So when I say I'm not a Carson Wentz fan, what I mean by that is I'm not a guy that endorses his talent like some other people out there. You know, I'm not super duper high on Carson Wentz being this great franchise quarterback that can lead my team to a Super Bowl. That's what I mean when I say I'm not a Carson Wentz fan. So to be clear, I'm not the biggest Carson Wentz fan. You know, Philadelphia Eagles fans, before the season started, they were talking greasy. They were saying, Carson Wentz, he's close to being an elite quarterback. And I told them, no, he's way too inconsistent to be considered an elite quarterback. I felt that Carson Wentz was a tad bit overrated heading into the 2020 season. And Carson Wentz this past year was god-awful. He was god-awful. He only threw 16 touchdowns to 15 interceptions, which is an abysmal touchdown to interception ratio, if we're being quite honest, especially for a guy that's getting paid the amount of money that Carson Wentz is getting paid to perform at a high level. Okay, you know, and Carson Wentz got benched in Week 13 versus the Green Bay Packers. He didn't even finish the full season as the Philadelphia Eagles full-time starter. I actually agreed with the move when Philadelphia went to Jalen Hurts in favor of Carson Wentz. So look, I'm not the biggest Carson Wentz fan. You know, he displayed, in my opinion, poor leadership when being benched. But here's the thing. I think that you kind of have to give Carson Wentz the benefit of the doubt only from this standpoint. The Philadelphia Eagles roster is not very good, and we've seen Carson Wentz play at an MVP level in the past, okay? Even last year, you look at Carson Wentz. He completed 64% of his passes, threw for 4,000 yards, 27 touchdown passes to 7 interceptions, and he led his team to the playoffs. And let's not forget in 2017, before he got injured, he was on pace to win the NFL MVP award that season. So, look, I've never been that high on Carson Wentz to begin with, but I don't think all that natural talent goes away just right out of nowhere, okay? I could definitely see Carson Wentz with the right coaching, with the right support around him, bouncing back and having a solid career from this point going forward and having a bounce back season. But at the end of the day, the only way we can find out about that is if you bring Carson Wentz back and actually make it a real quarterback battle. Let Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts battle it out, and let's see who's the actual real tough guy. Let's see if Jalen Hurts can beat out Carson Wentz. Let's see if Carson Wentz can beat out Jalen Hurts, okay? Because is it a gamble to bring Carson Wentz back? Yes, but at the same time, not really, because that's a very safe gamble to me. I mean, if you bring Carson Wentz back and he stinks, all you need to do is just pretty much play Jalen Hurts and call it a day and maybe trade Carson Wentz after that. What you don't want to happen is this. Carson Wentz, he goes to another team, like maybe Indianapolis, like maybe Chicago, and then he starts to dominate. And then Jalen Hurts, you're stuck with him, and he's struggling behind a terrible offensive line with a head coach that might be incompetent and with not a great roster. That's what you don't want to happen. So, Philadelphia, in order to avoid Carson Wentz showing up your organization and balling out somewhere else, in order to ensure that Carson Wentz is the guy or that Jalen Hurts is the guy, bring both of them back and let them battle it out. I don't think you should trade Carson Wentz yet, okay? I think that you need to answer all the questions at the quarterback position this year by allowing both guys to go out there and compete and let the best man win. And that should be the direction the Philadelphia Eagles go in going forward. I would think twice about trading Carson Wentz if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.